Hey everybody, in this week's episode of DIY Music, we're going to be learning how to refinish a guitar. This is a bass. Bass guitar, still a guitar. Same principles apply. Let's get to it. Well, first off, you have to disassemble the thing, but with an electric guitar, that's pretty easy. It's all just Phillips head screws. Basically, unscrew everything you can see, make sure you can get it back together again, and you're good to go. Once you have it disassembled, the next step is to take the body into some place that you can spray paint, like a garage. Open the door while you're doing it, good idea. Ventilation, mask, also a good idea. Not that I use one, but it's a good idea. And then you need to buy some lacquer. Lacquer is a kind of furniture paint that's harder and more durable, typically what they have on instruments like guitars. Rust-oleum, it's a brand they sell at Walmart. It's like $4 a can. I've had really good success with this. Valspar from Lowe's, do not use that stuff. It stinks for months and it never quite hardens. This particular bass is for my sister for her birthday. So I had to get this model lacquer off the internet because it was the color she wanted. But the Rust-oleum comes in black, white, and clear at Walmart. You definitely have to pick up some clear regardless, but if you want black or white, you can just get the $4 version from Walmart. One note about climate. It has to be between 50 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit for lacquer to effectively dry. So make sure that when you're doing it, you're between those temperatures. If not, it's not going to dry properly. Not cool, you do not want to deal with that. So in my garage, I have these rails for the garage door and they happen to have these convenient holes in them. Took this coat hanger, unbent it, straightened it out, stuck it through one of the screw holes for the neck and the body, and then twisted it on the top and bottom to secure it. And this is a great place to spray lacquer. You definitely don't ever want to do it indoors. It is hazardous. You want to try to avoid breathing the fumes as much as possible. Now this is some stuff I wish I had known about years ago. This is Rust-oleum Automobile Primer. And they sell this at Walmart as well. It is designed to go underneath lacquer on cars. Well, the finish on a guitar is very similar to the finish on a car. It's a color base coat with a clear coat on top of it. This automobile primer works great when you're covering up a previous color on a guitar. Now it makes it a little heavier, but it's worth it. You don't have to put as much color coat on in order to cover up the previous color. So the first thing you want to do is get this automobile primer, and you want to cover the instrument with it. Light coats first, then slightly thicker coats, 15 to 30 minutes between spraying, then wait 4 hours for it to dry before you lacquer. After the primer coat, then you want to take your base coat, your color lacquer, and you want to spray 3 to 4 light mist coats to start. Wait like 15 minutes between coats, and do not spray too much at once or it will run and drip and create nasty, drippy looking things in the finish that you will not want. Go lighter, use multiple coats, you will thank me later. After your light base coats, you can put slightly thicker coats on, do 2 or 3 of those. Also 15 minutes, half hour between them. Once you're satisfied with the look of your color coat, time for clear coating. Now this is the last step in the finishing process. Other places will tell you that you should clear coat and then wet sand for a nice smooth finish. I have found that it is just a ton of work and frankly the results, while nice, are not worth the effort. So what I do is I just use this clear lacquer, get it nice and thickly applied until everything's shiny. Don't touch it. Looks fine. As long as you don't touch it, you're good. So same process, light coats initially, wait 15-30 minutes between, more light coats, just keep building up the clear on the body. One thing I found is if you need to do a really thick coat, like if you're putting a decal on the headstock or something like that, which we'll cover in another video, then it's a good idea to take the surface that you want to have a thick coat of lacquer on it and make it completely horizontal, so that the lacquer will pool more easily on it. That's what I did with the top of this instrument because I wanted the front to be nice and shiny. So I laid it back down like this, so the top and body would have gravity naturally pulling the lacquer down onto it, and that helped get that nice shiny front. Now, as you can see from all the numbers I'm throwing at you, patience is key in this process. You'll notice that here, there's some nasty runny bits, and that's because I'm impatient and I sprayed too much on at once. And basically I've done that every single time I've refinished an instrument. And I know that I shouldn't do that. I know that I should do thinner coats and not get to the point where it drips by putting too much on at once, but I'm so impatient. Do as I say, not as I do. So lacquer like this doesn't fully dry for a long time, possibly months. It'll cure after a number of hours or a few days, but it's still gonna keep outgassing. It'll still smell a little bit for a while after you do this. Eventually that'll all go away. After a few days, when the finish is no longer tacky, pull that body down, screw everything back in where you found it, and boom, you'll have an instrument that is now a different color. Thanks for watching this episode of DIY Music. Want to learn how to do a burst finish on an instrument using only spray cans? Well, like, subscribe, share, please help me out. Thank you.